The three signs. Something marvelous happens when we are creating or attracting what we want in our lives. Have you ever noticed that when you get a desire or a dream, something that you've been manifesting, maybe you've been dreaming of it, you've been putting out your intention, you may be scripting, you may be doing various techniques that'll create and attract what you want in your life. And when that thing comes into our existence, it makes us feel so happy, so joyful, and so amazed that we got what we desired, right? Many of you have experienced that. But what if there's a way that you can peer behind the scenes to know that what you desire is truly on the way to you right now, or it is being created in the background? What if there's a way that you could see the creating process through signs, sort of like a confirmation or a delivery status? What would that do to you? Well, that might up your beliefs. It might make you more confident. It could do a lot of things. It could help you tremendously because it could release your resistance. It could increase your confidence. And by then it raises your vibration, and you could impactfully, in theory, manifest what you want faster because your vibration is higher. Well, here's something to tell you. The universe gives us three signs. That's right. Three major signs that what you're creating is about to blossom. And when you see these signs, then you can take the course to change your vibration so that you can attract them. So let me talk about them and let me reveal them to you, because I've experienced these signs in my life when I was creating big stuff. And all of these follow the same procedures, and they work the same way for you. You just haven't noticed it. But once I reveal them to you and you start to look around, you're going to notice them right now. Let's get into them. So here are the three signs of how the universe creates everything. It comes in what I call, the first one is maybe called a preview, right? Or a coming attraction. The second one is a confirmation. And the third one is an establishment. All right, let me make it simple so you can understand it. Look around you right now. Everything around you, the buildings, the malls, maybe a new building, a new theme park, maybe a new mall, a new restaurant. Did you know that these also have those three signs and they put them in front of us? Let me show you how it works. So the first one is the preview or the confirmation. So when you build a new building, they have the land cleared. Let's say they put up a new restaurant. And when you drive by, you see this land, right? And what does the sign on the restaurant, on the land says? Coming soon. The name of the restaurant. Right? That's the first sign. For you now, that coming soon would be your mirroring. That's when you start to maybe see the things that you've been visualizing appear in your reality. That's the coming soon for you. So the land has already been break and it's been fertile, and they're ready to build. All right, so what's the next sign you see on the land when they're building this new restaurant? Okay, you see the confirmations. That's right. The confirmations for the land that they're building this restaurant on, what would it be? It'll be the materials. It'll be the rocks. It'll be the bricks. It'll be the metals. It'll be the steel, the equipment. Everything is there now. It's being built. All right, so what's the sign for you in the universe? Your confirmation would be those synchronicities, those signs. Those numbers, those coincidences are what you think they're coincidences. These repetitive actions, these dreams, these visions, these feelings, that's your sign, that's your confirmation. Just like the confirmation from the building the restaurant or the new theme park. All right? Now it leads us to the next one, the establishment. That's the most powerful one. But it works a little different in the universe than it does in physical reality. So the establishment comes in. So let's review now. So you have the ground, right? So you're driving by and you see this new land. They just tore down the bushes and made this beautiful land, and they have coming soon the name of the restaurant. Then maybe a month later you drive by again and you see the building work. You see the rocks and the construction workers. That's the confirmation. Now the confirmation, if they're building it and they have the building up, the raw materials, it's a done deal. Same thing with you. If you see these synchronicities, it's a done deal. See that? Now let's go to the establishment. So after they complete the building, did you know that on each building they have the little inscription, and it says established on this date, da 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 da, when they created the building. Established, da da da. That's when you know it was created. But the establishment, you know when the establishment came? The establishment didn't come when they created the building. The establishment came the first day they broke ground. See that? The establishment came the first day when they decided to build or create this new restaurant. The first day. But they didn't put the establishment there because it had to go through the creative process. But it was already done. Think about it. The architects, they had the blueprint, they had the materials. Everything was done already, but it had to go through the creative process. That's the same thing with you. That's the next, see, establishment. So establishment is that once you decide what you want, when you get those mirroring effects and you get the confirmation, your goals were already created. The materials were already there, just like that building. What happens was it has to go through the process. That's the creating process. That's how the universe works. Everything must go in a creative process. It's called what we call change, or what you and I would call time. But the point I want you to get is this. Here's the most important point here. It was done. That building was done. It was already in someone's mind. The architect, the creators, it was already there. They had the materials on order already. They had the construction workers. They had the contracts. Everything was up. All they had to do now was just put it together. Same thing with you. All you have to do is put it together. But unlike those workers or those construction creators, they had to put it together. You don't have to do that. Who does that? It's your subconscious or higher self. But the point I want you to get here is how amazing this process is, and you probably didn't even notice it. It works like that all the time. So how can this benefit you? Well, if you're someone that's creating and you want to see if it's working, this is the key behind the scenes now. This is where you can peer now. So what happens now, if you start to see the mirroring effect, where the things that you're thinking about are designed, they're starting to show in your reality, maybe through the media, through friends. There it is. That's the coming soon. That's the coming attraction. That's coming soon. Then you move to the next phase. So if you start to see the synchronicities, done deal. Confirmation and also establishment in the same point. So when you finally get your desire, right? When you manifest your desire, now we move to the establishment. So that's you say, oh man, I finally got it. Oh, it took such and such, or I finally got it in a few months or a few years. But keep in mind, these are all conceptual concepts. They're illusions of time. Time is not real. But just to make sense of this program or this video, I'll say it so that you can understand. So when you get your desire and you say, oh man, I finally got it. It took such and such. No, it didn't. It was already created from the first time you started to do the work. The pieces were being put together. See that? Those 3 signs. If you start to put that in your life, and if you start to look for them, they're going to show up when you're creating something. That should put you more in a better vibration now. That's going to raise your energy. That's going to build your beliefs. And in fact, you can speed up your time to create. Just like the same thing with the building constructions. You know, there's sometimes when they say coming soon, and they may put a date on it, and then you come back, and it's ahead of schedule, maybe 6 months to a year, they finish faster, right? That's the same process. So I want you to keep that in mind, right? The 3 signs that your manifestations are coming and are done at the same time, right? Keep in mind, here they are. They come in what? Preview, or what I call the coming attractions. The next step is the confirmation, the synchronicities. The third step is the establishment, the actual physical thing coming in your reality. But I want you to model it from how you see these creation process work in the physical world. Remember now, from the first day these guys broke ground, in their minds, everything was done. They had all the material set up. They were just creating the process. Same thing in your consciousness. It was already done. You're just creating the process. But it's interesting, and I wanted to point this out to you to show you this is how the universe works. Look, anything that you want to create or anything that you're manifesting, You will always get signs. The universe must always talk to you. The universe will always show you the progress. This is the nature of reality. Everything works this way. And once you can be a person or an individual that can tap into that dimension, space, and you can peer beyond it, this is where you have an advantage now. This is where you become a deliberate creator. This is where you have skills to be a powerful manifester. This is where you start to just take over what they call the game. So there you have it, the 3 signs.